What's up, guys? I'm going to do a discussion on the latest chapter of Bleach 563, I believe. And this is a very simple chapter. Um, and therefore I recommend, if you guys haven't seen my video on up to 562, it's titled Power Levels of Bleach Characters Discussion up to 562, and that is a video I just recently uploaded discussing all the details and information and discussion on probably the last 20, 30, 40 chapters. So if you want a roundhouse discussion, like an entire discussion on everything that's happened recently, check out that video. But this one's going to be solely on this chapter. This chapter is very simple. Here's the thing with people who follow mangas that are released chapter by chapter every week. Some of the chapters are going to be transitory. That means that they're transition chapters. This is a transition chapter. It's a small segment of a fight, and I know some people will be frustrated. And I wasn't really frustrated. It was just I knew there wasn't that much to talk about in this chapter, because these manga artists are trying to create a overall story with fight sequences and so forth. And for a fight to be good, for the reader who doesn't sit week by week to read these chapters, the reader who buys the actual book from a bookstore and reads it through, those are the types of people who want a full fight sequence. And so I know people are going to be frustrated. Wow, this whole chapter was just a few punches being thrown, a few techniques going in and out, and that's it. Well, that's quite frankly what it is. You can only do so much in 18 pages. But long story short, Renji has obviously powered up. This whole chapter is pretty much the enemy, or he likes to call himself a hero. The hero pummeling Renji with all these attacks, these superstar attacks. I can't pinpoint if he's trying to be a superhero or just a wrestling hero or one of those Hispanic Mexican wrestling sort of fighters. I don't know, but this whole chapter is pretty much him pummeling Renji, and then Renji at the very last panel is him showing himself unscathed and him also drawing his blade. So obviously there's some sort of huge power up that happened, which leads me to something I can discuss, which is why were these specific people chosen to be powered up. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think Renji is a popular character, which is why, but it's very interesting why certain characters were chosen. I always this is kind of way back, but I think his name was Chad. It's that big muscly. Is his name Chad? Let me look it up. But if his name is Chad, let me look it up real quick. I do believe he's one of the characters I really wish would have stuck in with the whole Bleach thing. Yeah, his name is Chad. The whole fight with Ichigo. I wish Chad had stuck around for a longer time. But ever since the first arc, Chad has just been missing, and he did come back slightly with his newfound abilities, but not really. And I really felt his story was really strong and compelling, and the author could have done something with that. You know, his whole idea of, I'm always going to be strong enough to stick with you, Ichigo, and always be able to protect you. And he hasn't lived up to that moral ever since the first arc, when he first revealed those flashbacks. But that was a long time ago. Anyhow, we have here a very simple chapter, and my last remark is pretty much that I knew something gross and disgusting and messed up was happening. So basically, this guy's ability, the Stern Ritter's ability, is he gets stronger and he gets healed each time this fan of his cheers him on. And so obviously the idea is just kill the fan. Then he can't heal. He can't power up. He's severely weakened. And for the last like 2 chapters now, we've seen the fan, this super fan who cheers on this guy, brutally sliced up and diced up in multiple ways. And each time he just pops back to life. This chapter was probably the most disgusting version. I don't know why, but the way he is, maybe it's because he's bald, but just the way he's portrayed makes it even more disgusting each time he comes back. This time, basically a mini version of him popped out of the sliced up mouth on the floor, and then all the other sliced up body parts started popping into mini versions of him, and then he just merged together like Majin Buu from Dragon Ball Z. It was disgusting, honestly. Severely disgusting. What can I even say? I really felt that was it was disgusting, but at the same time, like, that's one of the things that Bleach does. So it was very interesting, and I can't remember what it, like, it reminds me of something else, not just Majin Buu, something very important. I can't remember exactly, but it reminds me of something, and it's just really eerie. Oh yes, this whole thing reminded me of the whole ordeal, this big ordeal I kept facing when I was thinking about Bleach in general. So we're all in Soul Society, right? And here we have people being sliced up, cut up, and if they get sliced up and cut up, usually they die, except for this super fan, of course. They get sliced up, cut up, and they die. And the thing is, I really find, like, you know how, like, the whole Bleach is, it's the whole idea that this is based on the afterlife and so forth. Well, I don't really understand it, because, I mean, if it is the afterlife, then what exactly is going on? Because it's pretty much just like the human world. You get sliced up or killed, you die. A lot of people get born in Soul Society, and it's pretty much being born in the human world as well. Apparently there's poverty and hunger in Soul Society as well, as shown by the flashbacks, and there's all sorts of experiments and stuff they don't know, and it's pretty much like the human world. It's not like a real afterlife. So that much very confused me. And apparently the biggest thing is that once you die in Soul Society, you're apparently gone forever. So then what is the afterlife? What is the point of all this? And I feel like the author is going to, I'm predicting the author is going to lose track of this and forget about it and not really do anything about it. But I'm hoping, I've been told this is the final arc, and this is when the Spirit King will be revealed. But I hope it all comes together at the end of the day, and we figure out what the heck is going on, and we figure out what's up with the Spirit King and so forth, and we go from there. And maybe all the stuff about the afterlife and everything gets pulled together. We'll see. Anyhow, as always, like, favorite, comment, and subscribe if you like this video. To see future videos, leave your opinions in the comments below, and I'll see you guys later.